it from its parent function, okay? So for each of these, I'm going to ask you to describe what the parent function is, and then tell me what function it is, and then we're going to talk about the transformations that happen. You guys should be experts at this from the discovery activity that you worked on with Osmos the other day, last week. So Zulabet, can you help me out with number 1? Thank you. So what is the parent function for number 1?
I don't know.
Okay, so is it linear, quadratic, absolute value, square root? So we're working with absolute value.
It's hold up.
Wait, I'm asking Zulabet. Is this still Zulabet on here?
No, it ain't, but she ain't saying that.
Well, that's okay. I'm asking Zulabet. Hold on. Zulabet, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. So the 4 types of functions that we've been working with are absolute value, square root, quadratic, linear. Is number 1 absolute value? So absolute value, Zulabet, remember, is those straight lines. Does this one have the straight lines? And number 1?
No.
No, so it's not absolute value. Is it a square root? Does it have a square root over it in number 1?
No.
Okay. What does a quadratic look like? What's the power for a quadratic?
Power 2.
Yeah, so does this one have a quadratic function in there?
Yes.
Yes. So what's the most basic quadratic function you can come up with? Y equals?
Mx plus b.
That's linear. It's got to have a 2 in there.
X squared.
Yes, I'm asking Zulabet. Nobody else needs to be responding. Very good. So this is our parent function. So now the function that we have, Zulabet, is f of x equals x minus 1 quantity squared minus 7. What does this minus 1 do? How does it shift it, Zulabet? Does it shift it left, right, up, or down?
Left.
No, it shifts it right 1 unit. You do the opposite. When it's inside of the parentheses, you do the opposite. So it's going to move right 1 unit. And when it's outside of the parentheses, it does what you would expect it to. So does this negative 7 move it left, right, up, or down?
Right.
No. So when it's outside of the parentheses, it's going to move it up or down. Is this one going to be up or down?
Down.
Yeah, so this one's going to move it down 7 units. Very good. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much, Zulabet. The next person is Ayana. Ayana's going to do number 2. Are you there, Ayana?
Yes, sadly.
All right. What's the parent function?
I don't know, I guess.
So look at number 2. Is it absolute value?
No.
No. Is it a square root?
No, don't got a square root. I mean, no. Yes, it do. Yes, it do.
All right. Very good. So this is going to be a square root function. What's the most simple square root function you can think of?
I don't know.
Well, it's got to have a square root in it, right?
Yeah.
And what's the most simple thing I can put inside of a function? The most basic thing.
X.
Yeah, there you go. That's the parent function. All right. Now, what the function that we're given was g of x equals 1/2 x plus 4. So the things that are new are the 1/2 out front and the plus 4 on the inside. So what does the 1/2 do?
You go over 1/2?
No, this one's going to be a stretch. Is it going to make it tall or is it going to make it fat?
It's gonna make it fit.
Yeah, which means it's going to be a horizontal stretch. And it's by a factor of 2. Okay, it flattens it out, okay, so that it's twice as wide as it was before. Now, what does the +4 inside the square root do?
Go up 4.
Nope.
+4, what else you gonna do? You gonna go down?
No. So up and down is outside of the function piece, but this is inside the function piece. When it's inside, instead of moving up and down, it moves what?
Right. Oh, go right.
Yeah, but when it's inside the function, remember that you do the opposite of the sign. So instead of right, I'm going to go
Left. You're gonna go
yes,
left.
this is left 4 units. Very good. Thank you, Ayana. All right, and Shayla gets to do number 3. Okay, so we have, we're looking for our parent function first. Shayla, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, so for number 3, is it absolute value, square root, quadratic, or linear?
Absolute.
Yes, very good. So we have an absolute value function. What's the most simple absolute value function we can come up with?
I don't know.
So absolute value means we have these little lines. What's the most basic thing I can put in there and still make it a function? So I don't want any numbers. What's the thing that I have to have in order for it to be a function?
An X.
Yeah, there you go. So this is my parent function. It's the most basic thing that I can get. All right, we talked about this on Thursday. So then h of x is going to be -4, absolute value of x, plus 1. Okay, so what is there are 3 things that happen here. There's a negative sign, a 4, and then a +1. So what does the negative sign do, Shayla?
It goes left 4 units.
No, so when it's outside of the absolute value and it's out front, it does something different. Okay, the negative sign does something kind of special. We talked about this the other day.
It goes right.
Nope, it reflects. It's going to reflect over the x-axis. Okay, you all should have completed your discovery activity from the other day and covered all of these properties. So this should be super easy for you guys. If you guys have not been doing your work, I will be making parent phone calls. Shayla, we have 4 right here. What does that 4 do?
It goes left 4 units.
No. When it is outside of the absolute value, it does not make it go left or right, okay? Up here we had a half, and that half does a sort of stretch, okay? Up here it did a horizontal stretch because it was a number less than 1 but bigger than 0. When it's a number bigger than 4, instead of a horizontal stretch, what is it going to be? What's the opposite of horizontal?
Vertical.
Thank you. So we're going to have a vertical stretch by a factor of 4, okay, because we have the number 4 right here. And then the +1. Now what does the +1 do?
It goes a unit to the right.
Nope, because it's outside of the function, it's going to go up and down. The only time it goes left and right is when it's inside of the little function piece that you're given. Okay, so it's going to go up 1 unit. All right, thank you, Shayla. Okay, so this is your warm up for today. All of you guys should have done this. This should have been very easy because of your work on the discovery activity. So we're going to go ahead and get that out, and we're going to go through the rest of it because I went through part of it with you to get you started. I believe you should have submitted this already, but we're going to go ahead and go through it to make sure you guys understand what went on, okay? So I'm going to call on you guys to fill this in. This is something that you should have filled in already. You should, if you don't have a printer, that's totally fine. Just like writing out these conclusions, writing out each step, and making your own graph.
Ms. Roberts, can you slow down? It's kind of going a little too fast.
Actually started anything yet.
I can't hear you. You skipping.
Okay. Turn your microphone off for a second. We haven't actually done anything. So other than the warm up, I was just quickly going through instructions. Okay. So this is the activity from Thursday that you guys should have completed. All right. If you didn't have a printer, I was just saying that you should be able to copy the individual pieces down and do the little examples. It didn't have to look exactly like this. As long as the information was there, I was happy. So although the video wasn't posted for Thursday, you should have had the document. I did post the document with the filled in stuff that we had done so far. Okay, so we're gonna go back and we're gonna start where we left off, okay? So in step 3, it says using a different color, graph y equals the quantity x plus 4 squared minus 5. So we would have done this, you could have done this on Desmos, you could have done it on a graphing calculator if you had it. Let me pull up Desmos real quick so you guys can see it. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and just graph that function. So y equals x plus 4, quantity squared, and then minus 5. All right, so this is what our function should look like for this particular thing. If I click on the vertex, I should be able to see exactly what it is and then graph my function up through there. So I'm going to take a different color. We had pink before. I'm going to grab a green. And I'm going to highlight this function right here. Okay. And if you're using your own notebook paper, just sketch it out real quick. And we need to have our vertex at -4, -5. So I'm going to move left 1, 2, 3, 4, and down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. That will be where my vertex is. What questions do you guys have so far? Oops. Okay, so you should have had a graph that looked something like this. Yes.
You're glitching in and out.
I don't know what to do. It's not doing anything on my computer. Is it doing it for everybody? Is there somebody where it's fine?
Yes. It keeps skipping over your words.
I'm very sorry. When I post the recording, hopefully it'll be better and smooth on my end. It's fine on my end. I wonder if because the school website is down, I wonder if there's servers.
Where are the recordings posted?
They're on activity 1 for each of the days.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And I said that Thursdays is not put up yet. I'm working on putting it up right now. It'll be up after class today, and then I'll get this one up today as well. Okay, so everybody should have this right here. Should have a graph in there. And then Jerome, are you here?
Yes.
Okay, so what should my vertex be for this green graph?
-4, -5.
Thank you very much. -4, -5. Now,
Ms. Roberts,
yes.
can you zoom in because I cannot see?
Yeah, I can zoom in. Thank you for asking. Okay. So we have our function right there with its vertex at -4, -5. And Jerome,